What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2. This week I'm here with Michael Kelly, who is a wedding filmmaker. He's super talented, super amazing, and he is actually one of the first other creatives that I met on my journey. Because when I started out, I didn't really know anyone, and I remember we were both shooting a wedding one day, and we walked past each other, like both of our couples walked past each other, and then I remember we just sort of went, "Hey, what's up?" But I think we were already in contact somehow.
I just want to add to that. It was probably my 5th wedding, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I was holding, you were holding like a monopod, like a glide cam, and I was holding, and I don't even know why, it was like the photo shoot with the couple, and I was holding a tripod with a slider on the tripod, like over a shoulder, while carrying a monopod. But then I only had one camera, so I was swapping camera from that to that, and I would literally sit up behind a tree with my slider and pan across. It was the dumbest thing ever, and it didn't even look good. And
so this was maybe 7 years ago now?
It would have been about 7 years ago, this wedding.
Damn.
And I just made everything was so difficult, and I walked past and I was like, what the hell? Why does he only have a monopod?
So how did you actually get started?
So I mean, I was always interested in filming and photography through school. And then I guess once I kind of finished year 12, I started at uni, went to uni for about 2 days, and I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to do this. I'm just going to start filming stuff.
What did you study?
I don't even remember what the degree was. It was like a media kind of, it wasn't like film school or anything, but it was like a media, it was like radio, it had everything.
Yeah.
So it was very broad, and to be honest, there was no point for what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I just decided I'll go do concreting, save up a bit of money, buy some gear, just go out, shoot skateboarding, surfing, just the things I was interested in. And then see where that takes me. And I guess I was on YouTube, and I just saw a wedding video, and I just hadn't seen a wedding video like that. I think the 5D Mark III was just about to come out, or I think it just came out. And just seeing the way, I mean, when you think of wedding videos, it's very, old school, like old mate with a big camera over his shoulder. Yeah. But the way it had changed, and with different lenses and dynamic range and different camera stabilizers and all this stuff, it was just awesome. And so I had some friends that were getting married, and I just sent a message just saying, "Hey, can I shoot your wedding?" And they were like, "Guess so." I did it for free, so they had nothing to lose. And I did that one, and it went from there. Looking back, it's super funny to watch, but also it's not good. But at the same time, I'm like, it's not such good memories, because I learned so much from that one wedding, and looking back, even though it's bad, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
But the standard of wedding films back then was so low that
absolutely,
our pretty mediocre work was probably holy crap. People were stoked on it.
And I think it's funny, and I guess from that one wedding, I was like, oh, I wonder if I should do this. And I remember I posted the film, and I had probably 5 people getting married, messaging me saying, "Hey, can you do this for us?" And I was like, oh, I'm about to make this a job. So I remember I charged $300 for my next one, and I was like, I can live off this.
Yeah.
I was still living with my parents and not paying for anything. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, awesome. So that was kind of how it started, and
then you were booked out.
Yeah, literally went from there.
Dude,
so
in that, I think it was 2012, 2013, 14, there wasn't many of us.
No.
And we were getting booked. That was a really good time for us to start. Yeah. Because I remember from my first wedding, it was exactly the same story as you. Yeah. I started filming skateboarding. Yeah. Music videos, for friends and stuff like that. And my first wedding I did for free. My second wedding I got offered $500 for. Yeah. And then my third wedding was $1,000, and then it just went from there. Yeah. And within, I swear, 18 months, I did not have a spare weekend. Yeah.
Same thing. And I remember, so how I met Mitch was I remember I shot the first wedding, or maybe I'd shot 2 by then, and I just went Brisbane wedding videographer, because I had I didn't know anyone that did it. It wasn't like it is now. There was no one, and I remember Mitch's name came up on the top, and I think I added him on Facebook. I
was killing the SEO back then.
Dude, yeah, number one, probably still is, to be honest.
No, definitely not.
I added him on Facebook, sent a message, and basically said, "Hey man, your work's really good, and mine isn't very good. I actually want to go back and find the first message.
Dude, that'd be funny.
But can we basically be friends or like something like that? It was So,
dude.
And it was epic. Like how much Mitch helped me. Along kind of
likewise, dude.
That journey, like it was crazy. So, and I was like, oh, this is like a really cool community. And then there was very, very few others, and I remember that a couple of people around, but just hardly anyone. So I guess the community started like basically it must have started around there. Like anyone I talked to, kind of the like early days was kind of around the same time, unless they'd been shooting since like the 90s and like they're like 60 now. So I guess it was early days, and
we came in like right when the industry changed.
And it
like
was
a year or two after.
And I think it was an epic community, and it still is. Like it's still like a really like a tight knit group, and it's awesome to be a part of. But now it's crazy. Like I reckon every day on Instagram I'll get like a new follower, and it'll be a wedding videographer in Brisbane.
Yeah,
and it's like I haven't heard these, and 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like you knew everyone. Even 3 years ago, and now with like all the new Sonys and all these cameras coming out that are like $1,000, you can buy a gimbal and a mic, and you're doing good work. So
exactly. From 7 years ago, just starting out to now you're like traveling around the world. You shot the wedding of like quite famous YouTuber couple. Which I think had a pretty big impact on your work. 'Cause like you were already doing really, really well, but I think that took it to like the next level. So like, what was that like? For people who don't know, Michael shot Jess and Gabrielle Conti's wedding, and they have a lot of subscribers on YouTube. Did a freaking awesome job, and that wedding video pretty much went viral. So tell me the story of like how you got that wedding first of all, and then if you want to go into detail about like what happened after.
Absolutely. I mean, it was super random how I even got that wedding in the first place. So I think it was trying to think back. So Jess's cousin is a photographer in Toowoomba, and I'd worked with them like 3 years before their wedding, and we just got along really well. So like one of my biggest pieces of advice is like just become friends with photographers, with celebrants, musicians, anyone at a wedding. And not for the reason that you're gonna get something out of it necessarily, but it just makes work way funner. So we stayed in touch, and then when Jess and Gabriel got engaged, they messaged them and said book Michael for video. And that was basically how I got it. So from like one wedding 3 years before, that
makes you an impression.
And then leading on from their wedding, I mean, looking at the wedding video, like it all looked pretty perfect, and it was pretty crazy. Like the day, like just wild weather, just dealing with that. Like on the photo shoot, you can see like it started raining, like crazy wind. So we had like 10 minutes on the photo shoot. So
you still crushed it.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how it came out, considering, facing some of the elements. So, and then I guess from there, it was actually wild. Like they posted it, and like obviously because of their subscribers and their fan base, it like went viral. It wasn't because of necessarily what I did, but like I think I got like 15 international inquiries in like 2 days. I don't know how many of them booked. but so like it was crazy. Like it kind of my whole business then for their wedding was in December, and like we posted it towards the end of December, and then within 3 weeks that whole year was just booked. So it was wild, and a few overseas ones, which I'm happy with. I don't want to travel too much. I like staying at home. So if I book 2 or 3 overseas ones a year, like I'm more than happy. So
crazy. And then obviously like you did a few overseas ones, like Italy. Was that after? That was really cool.
So Italy, that one came from Jess and Gabes as well. And, I'm like I still keep in contact with the couple. That wedding was awesome. That was like a perfect wedding. Like that
looks so epic. Like Amalfi Coast.
It was like 25 guests, like everything went to plan. Actually, that's a lie. Not everything went to plan.
I
forget.
Dude, weddings never go 100% to plan.
It's
ever.
Actually, the whole reception didn't go to plan.
Yeah.
But you just got to roll with it and you edit it and you kind of forget that, because you watch the film and you're everything looks great. Yeah. Then you kind of forget what happened. But I remember for that wedding,
you were solo by yourself.
Yeah. I shot that one on my own.
Because I remember you telling me you had to you wanted to reshoot the bride walking down the aisle to get a different angle.
Actually, yeah, I'll get into that. That's funny, but I remember for the reception, where it was, I don't know if you can show footage over the top, but I can.
Dude, I'll put footage over the top. Cut to some footage.
Yeah, so basically, the reception was on the edge of this cliff almost, looking over the Amalfi Coast, and there was a few round tables. And it was just epic. And then all of a sudden we're looking on the radar and heaps of rain looks like it's coming over. And we're oh no, I managed to get a few shots really quickly. But then they basically went, all right, it started raining. They had to move everything inside. And inside it was this dark little room that I was just gutted. Because we hadn't done speeches yet.
Yeah.
It was in summer in Italy. So the sun goes down at 9:30 or something. So we're going to have epic light for speeches, epic light for first dance.
Yeah.
So I was super looking forward to it, and then that just all changed, and I was gutted. And so I went in, and they're about to do speeches inside, and I didn't even bring a light because I was we're not even going to need it because it's the sun goes down at so late, I probably should have taken a light, but it's hard when you're traveling on your own and packing everything. And I went up to the MC and the couple, and I just said, "Look, can we just wait an hour?" And because it was only 6:30 or something, and I said, "Can we just do speeches later? And we'll try and go outside to see if the rain stops." And they were all really happy with that.
Yeah.
And luckily, about an hour and a half, it just cleared up and went perfect. It was just nice, cloudy. It was just perfect. And so he took out a few chairs and everyone kind of just stood around and I think as videographers, we actually have way more control over weddings than we think.
Yeah.
So often people are oh, you have one chance to get the shot.
Yeah.
And it's yes, it's true, but you can always ask, and if you know there's something that's going to make things look way better, it's just try and help, and 90% of the time it'll they'll swap things or things will change.
Yeah. Especially if the couple are really into your work and they really care about the video, which we are very lucky a lot of our couples do.
Yeah.
Just the way that we present our businesses and stuff online is you're getting something that's premium and it's tailored to the couple, and it's really it's a beautiful thing to watch when it's finished. So usually the couples are pretty invested in it being good. So anything that you ask for, they're usually let's do that. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Especially if you're oh, let's move to this light, you'll look way better. Yeah. They're oh, I'll look better.
Course,
they're not going to be oh, nah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you do get couples from time to time who are a little bit more difficult.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But that wedding, I remember, and even so when the bride came around the corner, it was for the ceremony, it was the perfect, she walked around the corner and just a pin. It was the groom cried. It was epic. But I knew after the ceremony where the bride first walked down, it's almost a tunnel kind of thing, and the view is just insane. And I just went, how do I get that shot of her and her dad walking down, but also getting the shot at the front where she walks around the corner? Because I'm on my own, and I couldn't have got that and been oh, just wait till I get down there.
You don't want to interrupt.
I'm all about setting things up where I can and that, but at the end of the day, it's you want the real emotion. So I just let it play out. I stood at the bottom, got that shot, and then I went up to the bride after, and I was hey, any chance you and your dad just want to pop back up to the top? Because I really want to get this other shot as well. It's going to look amazing. And they were yeah, cool, let's do it. Easy. They didn't care.
You didn't have to organise the rest of the wedding. It was literally just the bride and
because everyone was down the bottom just having drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
And where we shot from, you couldn't even see everyone.
Couldn't see anyone, yeah.
It it didn't even matter. And I think so often couples get excited when you ask them because it shows that you care. Give a crap.
Yeah.
You actually you want the best result for them.
Yeah, that's right.
And then even with this wedding again, this goes to you only have that one shot. This kind of goes against that, where the couple were standing quite far apart for the ceremony, and they didn't use a microphone for vows.
Yeah.
So I'd mic'd up the groom and I hadn't mic'd up the bride, which is something I don't usually do. And I
You mic'd up the bride?
I didn't mic up the bride, sorry.
Yeah.
So they were sitting about 1.5 meters apart, maybe. And I listened to the audio after from the bride's vows, because the vows were like amazing, personal vows. And I was like, oh, I want to get this better. Like, I knew that the groom's mic would have picked it up, but I knew I wanted to get it better. So I went up to the bride after, and this was something I hadn't done before.
You hadn't done before?
I hadn't done before, and I wasn't expecting to ever do this.
Yeah.
And I basically just said, hey, can we go around the corner and re-record your vows?
I've done it before too.
You've done it?
Yeah.
And I said to her, look, I've already got them, but I reckon we can get it way better quality. And she was like, great, let's do it. Anyway, we re-recorded the vows, and I forgot to push record.
Oh, no.
So we just re-recorded the whole vows. She's like getting emotional again doing them, and then I've just gone. And I was like, I have to tell her.
Yeah.
So I told her straight away, and I said, go and enjoy your wedding. We'll do it later today, like later tonight or something.
Damn.
So we...
Dude, I usually do that.
Dude, it was so bad.
I usually do that as a joke. Be like, oh, I forgot to hit record. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you do that to me all the time when you're shooting for me.
But you're serious.
Like, no, 100%. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd do that to a bride. And I was like... I was almost in tears. I was devo. So... I said, look, just go enjoy the wedding. I'll like put you aside tonight. And like they were so cool. Like they weren't even going to get a photographer because they were just like videos, like everything for us. So I was like, they're not going to care. And then we redid the vows again that night, and it's so funny. Like you watch the wedding and like you can't even tell. Like there's like a snippet where she's doing her vows and like there's a shot of her saying it, and it's like been synced up and you can't tell.
Yeah.
But like, I've had so many people go, "Oh, dude, how'd you like audio for it?
How'd you get such good audio?"
Yeah, it's like they're not using a mic.
Like, dude, you don't want to know.
The groom's so far apart. Yeah, you really don't want to know. And so often, I think the best thing to do is like, so often for videographers, like there's so many things out of our control. So I mean, audio. Like if the celebrant brings their PA system and they've just bought it from Audi and it's just crap.
Yeah.
Like we plug in, we can't plug in because it's like it doesn't have a line out.
Yeah.
And we're like, what do we
do?
do? So again, like on the weekend we shot together, and I knew the story. Like so the celebrant did a bit of a story about how they met and things, and the footage I'd got the day before was going to match that really well. And I was like, I really, really want good audio of this. And so I just went up to her after the ceremony and just said, hey, can I mic you up and just do like the first 5 minutes of your ceremony again, and I'll just film it from here, and you won't see anyone in the background or anything. And she was like, yeah, absolutely, that's cool. Like it shows you care again. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
there's so many instances where like I've done something, that's not exactly part of the wedding, and like had to, for example, like the bride, like I've had the bride read her vows again, and it wasn't the whole vows that were messed up. It was literally just that one part where there was a screaming baby in the background. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so often, like, it's not because it's our fault. It's just we want it just to be that bit better.
Exactly, yeah.
And like, and I've said it so many times before, but like, audio is obviously so big in a film.
Oh, it's massive.
If you have, and I say a lot, if you have amazing audio and like, I'll put it the other way. If you have great footage and really bad audio, the film just looks like crap. Yeah. But if it's the other way around and you have amazing audio with like ordinary footage,
just average,
your film looks infinitely better. So audio is so important to nail.
Yeah, I've seen so many amazing award-winning wedding videos. There's just like two shooters or one shooter just with a monopod. Yeah. And then they've got their sound just dialed. Like their sound is like, and that's one thing, like whenever I teach other videographers, for example, like when I basically like brought Sam on board from when he was like, just straight out of school. Yeah. That was like the number one thing that I wanted him to get right before anything else. Like, he was interested in learning the gimbal shots and all these other, using all these different lenses and whatnot. But I was just like, dude, like this is how you set up the audio. Yeah. You got to have a backup and then a backup for the backup.
Three sources of audio for every ceremony. That's what I say.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like a massive part of it. And I think the hardest thing about audio is like, you can't always monitor it. You can't always make sure it's 100%. Yeah. Whereas with the camera, like you've always got the screen in front of you, so you can always like, you're always sort of looking at it.
And sorry, I'll jump in. And I think that's where like the new tech, like all the new stuff coming out just makes our job easier and easier.
Yeah.
Like now with like those big like field recorders, like I know on my of a DR40, I can, you know, it has dual level, so I can set one, or you know, one to what it's like almost peaking.
Yep.
And then one, you know, a little bit softer.
Yeah.
So that way, if like an MC or like celebrant's talking really loud, and it peaks, I've still got another.
Yeah.
So basically, you've got an extra, you know, backup there in itself. So stuff like that, like with the auto levels and all that, like it's just making our job easier and easier.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Tascam DR10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'll leave a link to that recorder in the description. If you are doing interviews or just anything with dialogue, weddings, that is like one of the best. It's tiny. It's like, I don't think I have one here, but it's like this big.
Yeah.
And you attach a lapel mic to it.
Yeah.
And you can, like, dual level record.
It's like $300 and it comes with the lapel.
And it comes with a lapel, like an awesome lapel.
The thing I love about it is that it's got a clip on the back as well. So like, if the groom's jacket's like really tight and you try to put a, you know, recorder in there, there's like a big bulge there, and you know, it looks silly. So you can either clip it on his belt, or you know, you can clip it somewhere. And same as celebrants, like often with a celebrant, like if she's wearing a dress with like a belt or something, you can still clip it on. Whereas so often, if you just have a celebrant that's, you know, like wearing a dress, you can't clip it.
Can't really mic.
You know, like I used to use these little Sony ones, and basically if they didn't have a pocket, I just couldn't mic them up.
Yeah.
So
one thing I've been doing recently with like female celebrants, because with a male celebrant, usually they wear a jacket.
For sure, yeah.
And then you can mic them up really easily. But for the female ones, recently I've been using the Rode Wireless Go. The wireless one? And I haven't been clipping it on them. Like usually the celebrant will have like a folder or an iPad or something where they're reading.
Dude,
and I'll just clip it there.
That's really good.
And then run the receiver into either a recorder or straight into camera. No. We don't usually run, like, I just want to say this, like, if anyone who's like actually filming weddings and stuff and wondering about audio, we hardly ever run audio straight into camera.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that if the camera cuts out for any reason, like I've had some of my cameras just throw random errors.
For sure.
If they stop recording because of the card or the battery, you lose your audio. So we usually run them into like external recorders, for example, like this Zoom H6, or usually something smaller than this, because this is a bit too big. But you could patch into like a system with this. Yeah. Pretty easily. Yeah. So yeah, like dude, you recently got married. Yeah. What was it like being on the other side of all that? Having gone to like 400 weddings. Yeah. Or however many you've done.
I'd basically, like, I mean, the first thing was, like, hiring professionals that I knew were better than me. Like, no, like, honestly, like, so I was...
And you're like, there's no one. No,
that's definitely not what I thought. No, but I hired people that I knew were, like, extremely good at what they did. So then I had no doubts or whatever. Like, it was so easy. And I basically, on the day, I just went, I'm going to act like I've never been to a wedding. Like, I've never shot a wedding. And so, like, I had the best day. I did not care what the photographer did. I didn't care what the videographer did. Like, I just... did, you know, like, just did what they told me. Like, it allowed a lot of time with our guests, just hanging out. It was fun. It was wild. Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Dude. It was good. Yeah. It was epic. So
it was, like, really weird being a guest as well.
Yeah. What, dude? Like, and it was funny. Like, I feel like for, like, 15 of the guests were probably, like, photographers and videographers. Yeah. And so I feel like there was a lot of people who just didn't know what to do. Yeah. But no, it was a lot of fun with it. Still waiting for the film.
When do you get it? Do you know?
I don't know. Like maybe another few weeks.
Another few weeks. All right.
I'm not asking them. I actually haven't asked them, which is there you go. Because I don't want to be that.
You don't want to be the one. Yeah. You don't want to be.
No, I don't care. When we get it, and I know it's going to be epic.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
Yeah. So you had Humdrum do the film.
Yeah, so Humdrum did video, and then Van Middleton did photos. And we got the photos back like 2 weeks after the wedding.
Yeah, dude, they're so good.
They were epic. And one thing that Van does is like, he gave us like, and I was like, dude, just give us like 100 photos. Like, just give us 100 good photos. You know, we don't care about having hundreds and hundreds. And he did. He gave us like 900. Yeah. But he had like, on the gallery center, so it was like 900 colored images, and then on next to it was every single image, but in black and white. So like you could choose.
Yeah, that's
so it was like 1,800 images. Yeah. And it was actually, that's something I've never thought about or never really seen. I don't know how many people do that, but like having the choice of every photo is like,
yeah, that's super
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. Dude, so like obviously like you went from just filming like 1 or 2 weddings to like obviously being really booked up.
Yeah.
Explain like what you think was behind that. Like what did you do to get booked out?
It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one. I don't know. I just
being good. Just being a good video.
No. I think like at first, and this would be the same as everyone. Like you do it, and like you're at someone's like best day of their life. So it's just a lot of fun, and I guess that doesn't change. Like I still feel that way now. Like when I actually really think about it, every wedding I go to, you're like, holy crap. And I think since being married myself, like I know what kind of headspace they're in. So being able to go to that many weddings, you're like, this is actually crazy. It's like such an honor to, capture this day. So I think I thought about that very, very early on. I don't even remember the question.
Well, like,
no,
what?
But like,
yeah.
No, so like going and like actually taking it really serious and like just being excited to be there.
Yeah.
And I think when you're at a wedding, like, and you're having fun, and I've thought about this more recently as well, and you're having fun and like you're actually into it and you're like, I love what I do, and you get pumped.
Yeah.
People see that at the wedding, guests see it, you interact with guests more, you talk to people, like, and like they want to book you. Like the amount of times I get like couples like inquiring now saying like, oh, like I was at this wedding and like my friend who was the bride like just keeps talking about how great you were and all this. Like it's because you're pumped, and that's how you book weddings. Like just
you show that
love
you're
your craft.
Love your craft.
You just So it literally, and I get excited now talking about it because I'm like, when you're pumped to be there, like you'll just book more.
Yeah.
I
think you touched on something else as well that's important. It's like when you go to a wedding, you're not just there to work for the bride and groom, because there's the bride and groom's family. They might have like extended family, their cousins, and then they've got like, their cousin's partner and friends and all sorts of people there who are potential clients of you in the future.
For sure.
And if you make, like you said before, you had a couple that you worked with the photographer and it was like 3 years ago. And then they hit you up 3 years, like they still remembered you after 3 years. That's like, that goes to show that you weren't just there on the day for the couple, but you were there to serve everybody else. So like one thing I do is like I'm filming, like I'm trying to do my job, and after a certain amount of weddings you get fairly comfortable, so you begin to relax a little bit, and at that point you can then begin to not just think about yourself and what you need, but what everyone else needs. So being like, hey, are you okay? Do you need help with something? Do you want me to unwrap the flowers? And do you want me to I don't know. There's so many different things that you could help out on the wedding day.
You're almost like, I guess you're working for the venue as well.
So, true.
Like offering help to them, doing like a 15-second Instagram video for the venue, like things like that. Like, like you got to look around and go, all right. Well, I guess every single guest at a wedding knows someone getting married. So if I've just met you at a wedding, we're talking, and they go, oh, like you seem like you're really relaxed. Like, I thought this would be a really stressful job, and like you're just chatting, even having a drink, whatever, at the reception. They're gonna go to their friends. They go, oh, like this videographer, and then they see your work, and they go, oh, like, and his work was good too. Like we were gonna hire you just because like you're fun to be around or whatever, So, like it's just important to think about that. Like, yes, you're there to do a really good job. But don't do this at a wedding and forget about everyone else. Like, look around, see who potential clients are. Make friends with the photographers. Like, they're going to recommend you. And I think, look at, when you look at a wedding, like a client, like a couple, what order do they book things for at a wedding? Like they'll book their venue, they'll book their celebrant, they'll book their photographer. They're usually kind of the 3 things they'll book first. Videographer's usually down the bottom somewhere when they see, like, do we have budget still? So it's like you get
the leftover money.
You look at, actually though. So you look at who they book first, and you go, well, they're gonna ask for recommendations from those people. So like, you need to suck up. Like, you need to be nice to photographers. You need to be nice to venues. Like, and they'll recommend you. I think most of my inquiries come from photographers and venues. Just because I feel like I'm like easy to get along with, and just
Like, one thing I routinely do is, like, when I meet a photographer on the day, like, I'll just chat to them and say, like, look, I understand that, like, you have a really important job to do.
And that your job's more important.
I'm just as important, right? For the couple.
You don't want them to think that. You want them to.
Yeah, you don't want them, like, they're probably paying me just as much.
Yeah.
The couple are probably paying me just as much as they're paying the photographer. But at the same time, like, the photos, I think, are pretty important. Like, they're very important.
They're more important.
Well, like, yeah. Anyway, but I always make a point of letting the photographer know that I respect them.
Yeah.
I understand that their job is really important also. And I just tell them, like, dude, if I get in your way at any point of the day, just punch me, push me out of the way. Like, I'm totally cool.
And it's never
and that little, like, I know, but that little statement, just being like, hey, I'm here, but I'm not here to step on your toes,
for sure,
is actually like a really good way of just like letting them know that, you know, you're not there to mess with.
Yeah.
Because I've had so many photographers be like, oh my God, the amount of terrible videographers I've worked with who are like just overbearing, trying to get in there, getting in the way all the time, whatever. Like, I know I can do my job to a really good standard without getting in the way of the photographer.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And you will do it every now and then. And the photographer will get in your way every now and then.
For sure.
But it's like, as long as you have that respect of being like, dude, don't worry, it's all good. Like, it's just, I can do the shot again. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
As long as it's not in those crucial moments, you need to have the chat about.
But even still, when it is those crucial moments, you have another angle. Like for the ceremony is the only time when it's kind of crucial.
There are like two crucial shots. It's like when the bride's walking down the aisle, you want to make sure that you're not in each other's shot.
For sure.
That's like the pep talk you have to have with the photographer.
Yeah.
But I feel as though I've been recommended by photographers more than anything else.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Just because I'm like super chill on the day. And they're like, if I'm working with a videographer, I want it to be Mitch.
Yeah.
Or I want it to be Michael.
Yeah.
Because if I'm working with someone I don't know, there's always that potential that they can completely mess up a really nice wedding for me.
And for that couple, like, or for the photographer, the couple could be having the best wedding. Like, it could be an epic wedding. But if you have a videographer in there who's just like, I'm setting this up, I'm doing this, I don't care about anyone else, I want the best shot. Like, an epic wedding can just like go down the drain. Like, there is so many variables where
even if you like call the photographer the day before the wedding or 2 days before the wedding and just be like, hey dude, I'm just letting you know, like, on the day, like, I'll probably do a couple of shots during the photo shoot. Do you mind? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Then there's no surprises.
And
then they rock
like,
up.
They're not like, oh nah, like they're like, oh dude, you can do as much as you want.
Exactly.
Like, but it's already like you've made this like connection and like the photographer already knows like, oh, we're there to be a team and we're gonna do the best job we can for this couple.
Yeah.
And and like it just makes the day way more enjoyable.
Yeah. Like, you need to go in with the mindset of we're working for the couple, not working for our own benefit. You know, it's like, as long as the couple are happy, because like you could do an amazing wedding, like an amazing job, and at the cost of pissing everybody off at the wedding and pissing the couple off. And then what does that amazing wedding mean to you? It's like, I've got something that I can show somebody else.
Yeah.
But where are those other people going to be coming from if you're not a good person to work with?
For sure.
Yeah. So I think word of mouth is so important, and it's not just about the couple recommending you, but everybody, all the other cogs in that entire like workplace recommending you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some other ways, like apart from word of mouth? Like, you obviously do Instagram?
Yeah. I was talking to a friend this morning about this. And I was like, dude, you get such epic weddings like all around the world. And I get good weddings too.
Like, you were saying that to him.
Yeah. I was saying to him, I was like, dude, you get like the best weddings ever. Like, your weddings are insane. Like, this bride was like reading like a I don't know, like a poem or something. And I literally thought it was like a voiceover that like all these videographers are using at the moment. Yeah. Like just some generic voiceover. And he's like, no, that was the bride. And I was like, what the heck? But and he said, dude, just like up your Instagram game. So like, I do it, but like nowhere near enough. Like, you should be posting stories and stories of yourself talking to the camera. Yeah. Like, I know some people hate it, but like, couples love it. Like, they feel like they already know you. Yeah. Because of, you know, you're talking to the camera. Yeah. You know, so Instagram, like, yes, like, obviously couples follow you and things like that and they can see your work, but I need to definitely up that.
Yeah. I think it's important. Because like, you are your business, like your personality is your business. Yeah. So showing more of that personality. Yeah. Like I've been actually lucky because I've been doing this like YouTube thing for a while now, and I've gotten used to the sound of my own voice. Yeah. I used to hate listening to my own or seeing myself on screen, and now like I've overcome that hurdle. So I think it's just like with practice, you'll overcome you know, being a bit bashful, being a bit like anxious on camera.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to keep practicing and like baby steps, hey.
Yeah, and I know a few photographers, and they like are just absolutely gun at just talking to the camera. And like I'll work with them and watch them do it, and I'm like, geez, how do they do it? And they just go, I just don't care anymore. I'll film it once, one take. That's all I get.
Yeah.
Like so at a wedding, they were like, I'm here at so and so's wedding, blah 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 blah, and they'll just save it, and then they'll post it the next day.
Yeah.
But like one take, and that's all they're allowed to do. And I'm like, oh, that's actually awesome. Like, because some days, like, I'll try and do something in like my house, and I'll just be like, hey guys, hey guys, and like I'll do like 10 different tones, and then go, the hell am I doing? Like, everyone's gonna watch this with the sound off. Like, so that for me, like one massive thing was just like, get over yourself, and you know, just do it.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't really, but I need to do it more. But yeah. Instagram's definitely, I think, probably the best tool.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, for sure for us. So definitely need to capitalize.
And now that we have like the ability to do Instagram, was it IGTV stuff like that? I
haven't even done it, but yes, like you can put full weddings now on Instagram.
I've
is
done
actually,
a couple of them. Yeah,
like Facebook. I know like there's. Actually, I'm not even going to get into this because I'm not like a marketer, I don't know, but I'm like, I know that a lot of people don't even use Facebook anymore, but I know it is super effective with like paid ads and like targeted ads. But Instagram, like to have your following and just be able to like throw stuff straight on there every day, you know, stories that disappear in 24 hours, things like that. Like it's an epic tool.
I think like the biggest thing is just to stay active as possible. This is something that I don't do because obviously I'm working on other stuff at the moment, and weddings is like still something that I do, but I'm not actively trying to promote it much. But yeah, just staying active because I found that the more consistently you post stories and like throughout the day, if you do like one story every 2 hours and you just consistently post on your stories, then the more people actually end up seeing it. I don't know how that works, but somehow I've found that.
I don't know how it all works, but it does.
So what are some things that you've learned like that have really helped you to become like the videographer or filmmaker or whatever you want to call yourself today? Like just in the whole journey.
Some things that I've learned. I guess like listen to everyone. I think take advice. Like it's very easy to be like, oh no, I'm better than that person. I'm not going to take advice from them. I don't know. This might be off track from what you're
No, this is good.
But like, I think one super important thing is like, listen to everyone. Like even if they don't even film weddings, like someone will give you a piece of advice. Like, oh, I should do this, or you know, and like take that and actually think about it. Like it's so easy to go, oh, like I'm better than that person. Like
I'm not going to take their advice.
But it's like, and then you go, So I think that's huge. Like listen to everyone. Take advice, take criticism from anyone. I think finding people that are better than you, and getting people to like critique your work is huge. I remember I was actually about to do it. I was going to do it this morning. I was going to send you a video
oh, really?
and get you to critique. Yeah. But,
I'm better than you.
Yeah. No, so
that's such a joke. Holy shit.
Yeah, right. Wanker. No,
dude.
No.
You're killing it.
And getting people to, I just shouldn't be so far off. Just caught myself off guard. Just wasn't expecting you to say that. But getting people to critique you is like huge. Like they'll go, oh, you should like do this. Or even I asked Carly, like my wife yesterday, like, oh, I'm not really feeling this bit in this film. Like, what do you reckon? And she like went, I don't reckon you should have that over like the speech. And I was like, what do you even know? And I like took it out and I was like, damn. Like, that's actually good. So
I should listen to that.
Critique, like, getting people to actually like help. Like people want to help. Like people in the industry, like I get like now we're definitely in a time where it is so much more competitive than it was 6 years ago.
It's so much more competitive.
But like everyone's still like and it is becoming more of like, you know, like there's obviously so many photographers and it is a bit more like not such a tight knit group and people are kind of like going behind people and doing all this to try and get jobs, which I get. When it is competitive, but there still is like a good community and it's like get yourself amongst that community. And you know, there's so many forums and things. I think for me, like the forums have been huge and just meeting up with people, like just making friends in that industry for sure. Like I look around and like my 5 like closest friends are in the wedding industry. So, and like they've all helped me with like my filmmaking journey. So I think taking like so critiquing your work from other people who are better than you, and just being a part of a community is probably two things I would definitely. Again, I forgot the question. No, but like they're two things I definitely would recommend. Yeah. Like I think it's hard when you like separate yourself from everyone. You want to be like, no, I don't want to be a part of like a community. I just want to like just be epic at what I do, and like that's cool. But I'm like, I think it is much easier, and it just makes things more fun when you're like a part of something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think we do have a really cool little group of people in our industry, and I think that's true for like most other industries as well.
Yeah.
And then there's like even more stuff, like we have an official, like we have our Australian Institute Professional Photography or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Even though that's not at the moment, like it's I don't feel as though that organization is very important. It's more about the connection of the people rather than that. It's like that official like label or group or whatever. But you know, going down to their awards and meeting all those people. The awards was cool.
I was talking to a friend this morning. The same guy that was telling me to do more Instagram stuff.
Shout out David Cartier.
Yeah, he and I was like, "Oh, dude, like, would you do the awards?" And he was like, "Nah." But for me, I was like, it's cool to be a part of something.
Yeah,
and like actually going like so many people in the industry, you know, from the Facebook groups, but actually going there and like meeting with them and having drinks with them and, you know, just having fun and getting, you know, amongst these awards. And like the photography industry has had these awards for a long time, but it's like, it's really cool to see like the filmmaking side of it, you know, start really like blooming in that area. Like I can't talk more like strongly about the awards. Like I love it. Like, you know, and it's like, I don't necessarily need someone to be like, you get a gold award or you get a silver award. Like as long as like couples are happy that I'm doing the films for. But again, it's epic to, you know, kind of have your work noticed or whatever.
It's nice to be recognized by
and
your
like,
peers.
but also like, But again, like when I go to Sydney or Melbourne for those awards, it's like I'm going because I get to chat to people, and hang out with, you know, people that you've talked to for so long online, and just building that community. Yeah.
So like, you've done pretty good at the Australian awards. Did you enter like WPPI? Like the
I haven't entered WPPI. I might.
I found they like scored my films a bit higher, which
really
was cool. Which was cool.
How'd you get? Like, what did you?
I don't remember. I think it was 8. It was 2016 when I entered. Okay. So I haven't entered in a long time.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, what does the WPPI even stand for? Is it world?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's more like
it's in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's more world. So I guess the caliber of the judging panel and things like that is like you have people judging from all around the world. So like the level of the awards is insane. Like like it's literally the best people in the world. So like to be judged, like, and again, I haven't had mine judged there yet, but it's something I'm looking at doing. I think like to be judged there is a whole other level.
What was your most successful year? Was like you got a gold distinction?
Just a gold.
No? Gold.
So that Italy film.
Yeah.
I think it was the first. I've only entered twice. I think it was 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
I think I got like, because you enter 4 films. I think 4 films. I think I got a gold, 2 silver distinctions, and a silver.
Yeah.
Or maybe a gold and 3 silver distinctions. I don't know. But yeah, so I think it was like a 91.
You got an award for every film you put in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so that was cool. So like, I'm a big fan of the awards. I think they've definitely got their place. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, I don't need someone to tell me that my films are good or whatever, but I think they have their place, and you know,
it's definitely not a negative experience.
No way.
You can still, I don't know. I think you can learn something even if you don't agree with what the judges think about your film. But
you can go talk to the judges after. Like,
exactly.
That's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I reckon they're awesome. I reckon they definitely have their place. Yeah. So definitely get amongst the APVP. I don't even know if I was getting mixed up.
Yeah.
But the Australian Video Awards.
A lot of people probably aren't in Australia who are watching this. But,
well,
you know, there's always like, WPPI. And there's like, if you're a photographer, there's like Fearless, which is really cool. And
there is a lot. Like, I haven't submitted into any other ones. But, awards, I'm, a big fan of. Yeah.
Like, has there been a point in your like journey where you've like just, because I know you do a lot of weddings, is there a point where you just like completely burned out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like completely burned out is like the right way, because it's funny with weddings. It's like you might completely like burn out, but you have like a year of weddings ahead of you. So like you still have to go.
No escape.
So it's like, yeah, like
we book like 18 months in advance.
Yeah. So it's like in like a normal job, like you'll burn out and like you could probably quit. I don't know, like whatever you want to do. Like
get a new job within 3 weeks.
Yeah. And you can just be done with it. Yeah. Whereas like weddings, it's like you burn out and you're cooked. You're like, burn out.
You have to look after yourself.
Yeah, like I've never like burnt out. I don't really know what burning out means. Like I haven't like I know what people talk about. Like I've burnt out, but I'm like,
it's pretty awesome that you've gone this long without
feeling. Like, it's like just take a day off and step back and go, all right.
Yeah.
Like it's really not that bad. Like like, and again, like people might have genuinely had like this, like where it's been too much and they've just freaked out or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I've never had it, so that's good. Like I've definitely had times where I've been like, okay, I've got a lot to do, or like, crap, I'm getting really over this. Like I know towards the end of last year, I was like really starting to consider like, all right, what do I want to do next in my life? And then like I was just over it. But what happens is you have like the whole year ahead of you booked. So it's like, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But I still have a whole year ahead of me. So like, I've just got to get through this.
You have to write it out and then figure out.
Yeah, and it's like, now for me, I've got 2021's like booking out. So I'm like, all right, if I want to stop this, like I need to not book 2022, which is 2 years away.
Yeah.
So you need to know what you want to do really far in advance.
Yeah, of course.
And if you decide like 2022, I don't want to book any weddings, I'm going to do something else. And then you get halfway through 2021 and go, crap, maybe I will keep doing weddings. And then you're like, oh, but I haven't booked anything for 2022 and everyone's booking a year out. So
yeah, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
You have to make up your mind and like really have a plan now.
Yeah. But so kind of like the back half of last year, I was just like, I was so over it. Like I was so over it. And then I finished the year and then had my own wedding. I had about 6 weeks off. And I was on my honeymoon in Europe and I was just kind of like filming. Like I had my Fuji X-H1 and I was just filming heaps of stuff handheld and like just got amped. Like I was pumped. I was like, it feels really cool just to film something just for the sake of filming.
Yeah.
I have not done that in like probably 5 years, where I've like taken my camera and just shot something. So honestly, that kind of made me go, oh, like I just need to like kind of, I guess, almost reinvent how I'm doing weddings and, mix things up a little bit and not just do the same templated wedding video that I've done for the last 7 years. So like, I'm definitely trying, I've decided now every wedding I do, I'm going to try and do something different each wedding. Just, it might be one different shot or I might add, a different transition. I don't know, like something.
Yeah.
And, got real pumped. Like I've just done my last 3 weddings since my wedding. I've done 3 weddings and just been like, this is epic. Like I've just been loving it.
Yeah.
And now coronavirus has just come through and I have no work from now, the end of March till September.
Yeah,
so funny. I'm like, I'm taking this next 7 months or whatever to just get super pumped and and then come back swinging. And I think, I'm not looking at this. Obviously it's a terrible thing what's happening, but like I'm going to just make sure my business is literally the best it can be for when everything starts again. So with like my business and my marketing, I want to get everything just, on point. And that way I start advertising again and I might have 100 Instagram videos edited in the last 6 months that I can kind of start posting and things like that. So I really wanted to just, continue to get really excited to do it.
Yeah.
And I think just mixing it up when you do start feeling like you're burning out, or you just, there's too much going on. I think thinking of new things to do, like different ways to edit. Like I shot for like the last probably 5 years, I've shot a lot of slow motion, and it's just so much easier. Like to be honest, like editing a wedding film where you've just shot everything slow motion, like you really need a 1.5 second shot. Slow it down, it's 3 seconds, and it looks nice, it looks cinematic, and like it's really easy to watch. So like I just have been doing that for like the last 5 years and couples have loved it. And I know that it's like a bit of a kind of a shortcut. And so I've just gone, lately I've really like tried to shoot more just real time and using more sound effects and things like that to, like when you do it well, it looks so much better. Yeah. Like it looks incredible when you do it well. Yeah. But there's a lot less kind of room for error. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What piece of gear that you've gotten over the years that's like made like a lot of difference to like how easy it is or the quality?
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, my monopod, like I don't use like a gimbal. I'm still on like a glide cam.
Yep.
It's funny. I remember when I started in the first few years, I'd go like, oh, that person's just like stuck in their ways. They're never going to get better. And I'd be like, I'm never going to be that person. I'm always going to stay, with the new technology. Yeah. And like, I see everyone on gimbals and I'm like, oh, I don't like the way they look. This person, like it's too mechanical or like it's like glitchy or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm staying on the glide cam. This thing's going to be the best thing forever.
Yeah.
And then I really thought about it recently and I was like, holy crap, I'm one of those people. Like,
yeah, no, but the thing about the glide cam is like, I've used gimbals and stuff, and they've been really good.
Yeah.
And but for some reason I just find myself always coming back to the glide cam.
For sure. And
literally because you can unscrew it, throw it in your tripod bag. There's no batteries. You don't have to worry about
100% of the time.
You don't have to worry about it going nuts or like some error or it's not balanced. You're sitting there like forever, trying to balance it up.
Yeah.
With the glide cam, you just use the same lens and the same camera.
Yeah.
And like, it never comes off balance.
Yeah.
Like, and if it does, like, you just turn a few knobs and
like,
it's...
Yeah. I had the...
And then like, if you've got the camera on the glide cam, right, and you're shooting something and you're doing a little shot, and then you want to take it off the glide cam and put it on something else, you just unclip it and you just throw the glide cam like into the bushes.
Yeah, like actually. Like,
and it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. It's like made of metal.
Yeah.
Like... I've never broken a glide cam ever. I know you broke one of mine.
I snapped it in half.
Nah, fair enough though. I had it too far extended, I think.
I don't know what it was. No, I think it was just too tight or something. I tried to untwist it and the whole thing just snapped or something like
cheers
that.
for that. Anyway. Nah, you got me a new one, so that's the main thing.
Jeez.
So yeah, what's a piece of gear? Like maybe Fuji's? Like XH1 maybe?
Oh, like the stabilization has just like definitely changed things a lot. Like they're incredible. I still use like XT3 is my main camera just because I love like 4K 60 frames, which doesn't have the stabilization. But like I always have my XH1 now on like photo shoot. Like if you have like 5 minutes for photo shoot, you just run out with your XH1, get a little bit of movement. Like it looks like the same kind of like movement I get on the glide cam, like just like like the little bit of like a sway kind of thing. Like I'll put like my 90mm, which is like a 135 equivalent, and I'm just sitting like rock solid. Like it looks like it's on a tripod.
Yeah.
So like the stabilization in the Fuji XH1 has definitely been an absolute game changer.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as far as like gear goes, like I'm not like a massive like tech head. Like I basically use tripod, monopod, glide cam, and a drone. And the drone I use if I use it, sometimes I don't even use it every wedding. And it'll be like 2 scenery shots and then it's in my car. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Just because so many people now are asking for drone footage and it's like, oh yeah, I do that. And
it's like you can't not.
You need to have one now. Yeah. Like it's actually like a selling point. Like people, like I think brides won't book a videographer because they don't have drone.
Yeah. Crazy.
And if I know it's important to them, I'll get a few more shots. But like so often they're like, oh, do you have drone? And they're like, their wedding is like I don't know, drones have their spot, like their place, and it's cool if it's like an amazing scenery, but it's like in like a random spot and you're like, this doesn't look good. Yeah. But I'm doing it just because.
I always tell them as well, I'm like, I don't shoot you guys with the drone. Like I'm not going to get a couple shots with it. Yeah. I'm just getting like establishing of the venue. Yeah. If it's near a beach, I'll go and get shots of the waves and stuff like that. Just like extra little shots. Yeah. They add a little bit of production value.
For sure. They do. Absolutely. Like I think starting the film with a drone shot, like establishing, where you are, like awesome. Great. But like, again, I'll always tell a couple like, I don't bring on photo shoot because in that time I get it set up and get one shot of you walking. I could have got 10 like epic shots of you just
that are like
on the ground. I can actually see you and see your face. So
exactly,
like I always tell it to couples, and 99. Actually, I've never had a couple turn around and say no. Every single one goes, oh, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. So I think like a drone shot of the couple in certain circumstances can be good
if you have the time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I remember, like shooting a drone shot of the couple in Switzerland. Yeah, that was like because you want to show off like the area. Sure. But like for the most part, in that time when you have the couple, you want to demonstrate their connection with each other. Yeah. Which means like lots of close-ups, lots of like them holding hands. For sure. And like doing chatting and stuff like that. Yeah. Not necessarily like.
Well, even like that Italy film, like it would have been so easy for me just to use so much drone footage because of how epic it was, like on the Amalfi Coast. And I think I used probably like 4 drone shots through the whole thing. And like, it was of like the water and, you know, buildings. Like there wasn't one drone shot of the couple.
And no one said to you like, dude, you should have put more drone shots.
No, and that's the thing. I think one of the reasons why the judges scored it so well was because he said like, you like obviously we're in an epic spot and you didn't make it feel like it was like
all about
a tourism video, you know, for Italy. Like it was still about the couple. Like, yes, it was a destination wedding for them, but like, and you added that in, but it wasn't like the whole thing was drone because it looked great. So I definitely think drones have their place, but if you're starting a wedding film with like 4 drone shots in a row, you need to, I think, I'm not going to tell someone how to edit their film or what to do, but it's like, for me, I'm like, if I have 4 drone shots in a row, I'm really going to reconsider like what I'm actually doing.
I would absolutely give people advice around that. Like, because actually I think a lot of the time when people ask me for feedback, a lot of what I'm saying to them is like, you're overusing gimbal shots. I was talking to Simon about this before, like in the last podcast as well, is that like you're overusing that one particular thing. It's like you're overusing 120 frames per second.
Yeah, for
you're
sure.
overusing gimbals. Like you're over, like all these tools that are like give you, you know, that all these other like YouTubers and whatever are saying that this is how you get cinematic shots.
Like every travel film.
It's like you're telling a story. You're not creating a montage of cinematic shots.
Absolutely.
And I think, it just comes back to the goal of the film. Like for those travel films, it's like, whoa, it's like everything's eye candy. It's amazing. But when you're telling a story, sometimes you want to just bring them back to sort of like a more relaxed and...
For sure. And weddings, it's like, sometimes you have to shoot around things. Like, not everything looks amazing. So like, if you have a wide, like, and you're on a gimbal and you have like, I don't know, like a 24mm and like of getting ready, like the groom getting ready, like there might be like crap over there, crap over here, and like you know, like they're in a hotel, like a weird picture frame, and it's like I'd much rather like have like a 50mm and like be on a monopod and get like a close up of his face, like looking down at his buttons, a close up of the buttons, and maybe like one like wide where I've like kind of framed things out. Like for me, like 3 shots like that is way better than like a 5-second like wide on like a gimbal like coming around. Like That's
it's like
my own opinion.
No, but it's like you know, like let's just say you have like a piece of bread for every single meal for like 2 weeks, right?
For sure, yeah.
And then like on the first day of the 3rd week, you have like this epic like home cooked meal, just like the most amazing thing ever. And like even though it tastes really good, like it tastes even better because you've been eating bread for like the last it's like the same with filmmaking, you know. You can't put too many epic shots because it's like it loses its I don't know, that was a really bad analogy, but
you can't do too many good shots.
You can't eat too many pieces of bread, but like if you're just showing like the most amazing shot, like people just, I don't know, they kind of get tired of it. Whereas if you show like, you know, if you intersperse those amazing banger shots throughout the film,
for sure,
it just, when they come up, it's like,
and
whoa,
I think
has an impact.
So often it's like about like what audio is like complementing the footage as well. Like going back, like if you have epic audio and like just average shots, and like it's gonna look way better. But like, I feel like the last 30 seconds of what I've said is
cool.
It makes sense in my own head.
Cool. Awesome. I think like you've given some good advice for people who are like getting into filmmaking.
Was this meant to be like a wedding filmmaking podcast? I don't even know.
I don't know. Well, I guess like that's what you do. So, yeah. Do you have any like other advice? Like you've obviously done commercial stuff too. Because like your older brother runs like a media. Is it, what would you call them? Like a media agency?
A digital marketing, like
digital
media
marketing,
agency. Yeah.
And you've done a lot of work with them.
Yeah. So I was actually working there like 2 years ago. I was working there 3 days a week with the intention of going full time there, just doing just content creation.
And having a break from weddings.
Yeah. Like, well, the idea was just to never go shoot a wedding again.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But I did. I worked there like I was doing 3 days a week. Yeah, until weddings slowed down.
Yeah.
And then I was going to go like 5 days a week, and like the money was good. It was like same as weddings and everything. And I was like, finally, I'm going to have like a stable job. Like, and then I did like I was doing that, and then I was like, damn, weddings are actually pretty good. Like, and then I was there for like a month, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go back to weddings. Sorry, dude. But like that for me as well, like made me rethink like why did weddings and like got me kind of really keen to do weddings
excited again.
Yeah, because
giving you
sometimes you need to do something that, maybe you thought you wanted to do, maybe you shouldn't have done, or you didn't want to do, to actually realize how good what we've got actually is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
What would you like? What's like the post-production like for weddings? Do you find like how long does it take you to like turn around?
It's like the worst question to be asked, and I don't know why you would ask me that. Like, how long is a piece of string? Like,
I'm just trying to piss you off,
dude. Like, actually, it's the worst question. It's like how long is a wedding to take? Like, when couples like, oh, like, why is it
16.5 hours?
Yeah, like when couples like, oh, like, why is it 6 to 8 weeks? It's like when it only takes you like maybe 3 days to edit. It's like I've got a lot of weddings to edit. But like, if I sit down and I smash one out, I could probably do it in 2 days. But it's like I don't want to. Like,
no, you want
like, and it depends. Like, I might be doing like a 4-minute film. My mum might be doing a 12-minute film. There might have been 2 shooters, so it's gonna be double the amount of footage. So it takes way longer. Like the one we shot together in Sydney, like there's so much footage, and I'm like, I was meant to do a 5-minute film, and like right now my cut's like 12 minutes and it's still going, and I'm like, I need to cut this back, but then I'm like, well, do I? Like, obviously I want to give this to a couple, but it's going to take me like way longer. So like, I don't even know how to answer the question. Like,
it's alright.
Sometimes 2 days, sometimes 2 weeks.
We'll cut it out.
Nah, I like that. I'm going to post that on my Instagram.
Yeah, to all the couples out there.
No, but it's like I wish I answered that in like a nicer way. Like, because I actually could post that. Because I'm like, it's like, couples just want their wedding video. Like, they're excited.
Yeah.
But also, one thing I realized as well is like, I'm so glad that like, our wedding could be like the turnaround could be 4 months. Like, for me, I'm like, the first like 8 weeks, I was like, I actually don't want it back yet. Like, I still remember the wedding. I want to like now is like, it's been about 8 weeks now, and I'm like, yeah, like now it'd be good. Like now, like the next like few weeks, I'm like, because like I've forgotten everything now. And so I'm like definitely having like 6 weeks or whatever is awesome. Like when people want like next day turnarounds and stuff, like unless you like need to show it to like, guess who can make it or whatever, you really want it urgently, like take time, like go on your honeymoon, come back, get back into like normal life, and then you get it a few weeks after that and you're like actually pumped to get it.
Do you reckon having a website is still important?
For like, sure.
You reckon?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like that was like the most unconvincing thing ever. I said for sure just because I was like, yeah, obviously. But then I was like, crap, maybe not. I mean, like, if I go on my website right now, it's like, I think the last time I updated it, like, I look at the films on there and I'm like, the heck is this? Like, this is from like 2014.
Yeah.
Like, I have like 8 films and they're all like the most recent one was probably 2 years ago.
Damn.
So, like, the only reason I think people are using my website is literally to get, like, in contact, like, hit, like, the inquiry. So,
it's I think there's, like, a good opportunity there to just show some of your best work.
For sure.
In a really nice way, and then express a little bit more of your branding.
Oh, well,
because on an Instagram or Facebook profile, you can only add so many colors and so many pictures and so many things that express who you are and what you're about. And then also you have, like, an about page. Yeah. That like explains more about you, why, like how you got into it, why you do what you do, what your style is, etc.
Yeah. No, it's true, especially when like venues will like go, oh, here's michaelkellyfilms.com.au. Go on his website and look. And if everyone goes on Instagram now, but like,
do you reckon you get more inquiries through your website or Instagram?
Absolutely. Yeah, no. Like I'll get like, it's funny, like so often I'll like get like a new follower on my Instagram and I'll look and I'm like, oh, like they'll have like the ring emoji in their bio with like the groom's name, or like you can tell they're engaged, and like 2 minutes later I'll get an inquiry through my website. So I think people are definitely still like using 90% of the time is definitely going through website first. But like I still get inquiries from Instagram, but I still go, fill out the inquiry form on my website, because on my website I have like names, email address, phone number, and then it'll be who's your photographer, where's your venue. So you can get as much
more information.
Yeah, like if they're like, oh, my wedding's in Sydney, like when it says location, and I didn't know that. And I've just sent them like my normal price list
without any trouble.
Then they're gonna go, oh, okay, cool. So it's like $3,500, and then I go, And then, they're like, oh, it's in city. And I'm like, oh, crap, sorry, that doesn't include... And they're like, oh, what? And then, you're trying to, like...
You lock something in, they pay the deposit, and then you find out.
Even though, I have, a brochure...
Like, oh, damn.
A brochure, a price guide for basically every wedding in, Southeast Queensland, unless it's, a Chinese tea ceremony or, a Greek ceremony or something, where it's, really long or whatever, and I know it's going to be, a 20-hour day.
Yeah.
Every price is basically the same. It's the same packages.
Yeah.
But you still want as much information as you can. I might word the email differently. If I know the photographer really well and I really want that wedding because the photographer's great, it's one of my favorite venues, I'll word my main email a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I don't know, oh, I love working at this venue, and oh, they're a legend, we actually shot a wedding together
make it
last week.
personalized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they want to see something that's not just obviously copy paste. And if you get a lot of inquiries, sometimes it's hard. I know people who call up, they'll get on the phone every single inquiry.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm that's really good, and a lot of people would a lot of couples would love it.
Yeah.
A lot of couples wouldn't. I think
I wouldn't want to be called.
No,
I would just want the email.
Yeah, for sure. But there's, especially if you're you're just sending an email to 10 videographers.
Yeah.
But I'm there's definitely people out there that would really appreciate the call. You get them on the phone, and I know for me, if I'm on the phone or in person, I'm far better than behind an email.
Yeah.
So sure. I still don't call. I in the initial email, I say, hey, feel free to give me a call if you want to chat through your day and everything. And sometimes I get a call, and usually the conversion rate, right now it's 10%. If I just email back and forth.
Yeah.
But if they're on the phone, it's 70%. So if they're emailing 10 people and I get on the phone to them, and I've had that conversation on the phone and everyone else has just emailed them, there's a very good chance. If we all charge the same, and even if we don't, there's a very good chance they're gonna book you because you've talked and you actually look like you care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
So actually care. My biggest probably my biggest piece of advice for the whole thing is actually give a damn. Actually care about what you do. And if you don't want to be filming weddings, just don't do it. Do something else because you need for the person getting married, it is the biggest day in their life. So actually give a crap. Get pumped. Enjoy what you do. And if you don't, go film funerals. I don't know. Oh, that's probably bad actually as well. You should probably enjoy that. Don't take your neg attitude to a funeral.
Yeah.
But
so obviously there's the filming and the editing and all that cool stuff. But then in the background, do you use... when people email, do you have a system where and how do you create the invoices and all that sort of stuff?
Mine's pretty bad.
Really?
So I use Studio Ninja, CRM.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it is good, but you've set up all the emailing and everything. Okay. So you can automate everything, which will it'll reply for you, it'll do everything. It'll say do you want to schedule a phone call? And you don't have to do anything. It literally automates everything. And I've got
Studio Ninja is amazing.
A lot of friends who have got it dialed, but I literally just use it for my calendar and my invoicing, and I'm doing it emailing and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I need to work on that, but it's still for what I use it for. It's even awesome. But I know I could
even just for when somebody inquires with you.
Yeah.
To open the email and then immediately see that if you're free on that day or not is really cool.
Oh, there's so and even in the lead up to the wedding, you can set it up so it'll send an email 4 weeks out saying, hey, let's have a phone call, or a week out, remember these 5 tips for the wedding day, have fun, whatever, don't get stressed. So even things like that, and then after the day after the wedding as well, you can automate it. So it'll say thanks so much for having us at your wedding day. It was such a great day. It's awkward if they cancelled you and you didn't take it out of your calendar.
Super awkward.
But you can automate it to do whatever you want. So I think there's definitely those those programs and things now which are incredible tools.
Yeah. For you, what do you think is the optimal number of weddings per year that you'd like to do?
I reckon optimal, just to love what you do and actually be able to put as much time as you want into each one. I think 30 to 35 is 30.
Yeah.
30 is great. If you can charge the amount that you want to charge and you can do 30.
Yeah.
If you have I want to make X amount of dollars a year and you can do 30 weddings and reach that, I think 30 is epic. 25 to 30. You do two a month, 2 to 3 a month. I don't know. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 to 3 a month. I think is epic. But in saying that, I'm I'll do 50. I don't really care. But I think also, like, if you're going to do 50 weddings a year, feel free to, like, be happy to turn away the weddings you don't want to do. Because I can tell you, like, if you think you've got a couple that, like, might make it a bit harder.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say this nicely, but, like, if you have a couple that, like, might make things harder or want heaps of revisions and, you know, keep going back and forth, like, that's really going to throw your backlog out. It's really going to make you not want to go to the next wedding. So if you're going to book 50, try and book the weddings that you want to do. Like, the venues, you know, with photographers, you know, take second shooters to make your job easier. But then it's like, well, would I rather do 30 solo shooting them all or 50 and have to pay second shooters for every wedding, you know, and like make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Like whatever. But I think that 30 is great. 50 is awesome if you're doing the weddings that you want to do. But also, you want to be doing the weddings you want to do at 30 as well. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think a good way of like really, I guess, like figuring out exactly where you should sit price wise is to just say like, how many weddings do I want to do in 1 year? And then how much would I like to make?
Yeah.
And then just do the maths on that.
Absolutely.
Obviously, like your gross, like, is not going to be your net. Like you've still got to pay your outgoings, so you need to figure that out as well.
Yeah.
Like how much you're going to make net.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good way. And then if you end up like, say you're like, okay, I want to do 30 at, let's say, $4,500 average booking each.
Yeah.
And you end up actually getting like 40 bookings at that price.
Yeah.
Then you know, I can comfortably up my price
to
by a
5,000
little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
To weed out some of those couples.
Absolutely.
Who, you know, and then you're getting more.
Or it's like, you can do that and maybe even hire an editor or have someone 3 days a week.
Yeah,
then,
true.
Like, there's something I've been thinking about, like, I would love to have someone doing all of my editing so then I can literally just edit all these little social media things so like I can have my Instagram like on point.
Yeah, true.
But like, if you're doing 30 at like $5,000, like that's epic. Like that's, if you can do that, like you are cruising.
That's like 150k gross, right?
Yeah, and like obviously you've got, but like you're doing less weddings, so you're paying less for like music licensing. You're paying less in literally every, like fuel, like your car, like everything.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
So so you're making the same amount as if you're doing 40 at less price, but you know you're doing less work.
Yeah,
making the same amount of money, but then also all your outgoings are going to be less, so you're actually making more money in the end than if you did.
I think the goal for like wedding photographer and videographer is always to shoot less for more. Yeah. So you have like more time to spend on each project to make it even more epic.
Absolutely.
Which means that you'll improve, get better,
and charge more because your weddings
charge
are better.
more. Yeah.
And then, when you're charging more, you're gonna be booking those higher end weddings.
Yeah.
Which automatically make like your films just look so much better because you're like in Italy or you're in like these epic places. So
yeah, I don't know. I've had heaps of weddings where they're like, we want the best videographer and photographer, so they put all their money into that.
Dude.
And then, you know, everything else is a little bit budget.
Yeah, like I had one.
And you're sort of like, well, there's nothing nice to shoot now.
I had one recently. And it was like, we saw your Italy film, like, and that opening drone shot, like, where like it's coming over like the Amalfi Coast, like over like these like insane buildings. Like we really want our film to start like that. Like, but our wedding's like in Byron Bay. Yeah. And I was like, like Byron's nice. Like Byron's epic. Like shit all the time.
It's beautiful.
But I'm like, might be a little bit different. Hopefully you don't want it to be exactly the same.
But that's our job. It's to make
every wedding look the same.
Amazing. To make everything look 10 times better than it really is. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And so often, like, things do not go to plan. Every single wedding, like, I don't know, can you think back to one wedding you've ever done where everything went to plan?
Out of like 500, there's maybe like one or two.
Yeah. I was like, it never happens.
Where I'm like, damn, that was actually a really good day.
Yeah.
But then there's always things that you don't even know about that could have gone wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, one of the groomsmen's buttonholes didn't turn up on time or something like that, or was wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And you didn't know because you weren't there when they rocked up.
Yeah.
Or like whatever.
Yeah.
So there's always something that goes wrong. And for some weddings, there's like multiple things that go wrong. And to be honest, there's been ones that have had a lot of things go wrong.
And they're still good.
Like, they've been my best work.
Dude. I think that's the important thing. It's like, when things go wrong, it's just our job
adapt.
Yeah. Because we know that in weddings, and that's one thing about weddings as well, like you're literally doing, like when it comes to filmmaking, you have to be able to do audio, like organize people, direct. Like, you have to do everything.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to weddings, it's like you just adapt and you just go with it and go, well, this has changed. Cool.
Yeah. I find the concept of working on a film set where one person is controlling the focus, one person is controlling the lighting, one person's controlling, or like a team of people controlling, you know, sound. And it's like, it's so weird to think about that because I'm used to doing everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, actually though. So no, like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so hard because it's like, you've set up everything so good and you're like, oh, this is epic. Like, I set up my lighting here and it looks super nice, like my tripods. And then this happened at Jess and Gabe's wedding. So that one before that we're talking about that had like 17 million views. I had it all set up really nice for like, they were going to do like the speeches next to the bridal table. And then the MC goes, oh, we're having like audio issues or something. And he's like, oh, I'm moving it here. So I'm starting now. And he was like at the other side of the room. And like they had no lectern or anything there. So it was literally like, they just had a whole dance floor to be walking around on. So it was, and I shot on my own. So it was like, I had to try and move everything and like they were starting and I was like, holy crap. Like I was stressing out. Everything had to be moved. And like, you look at it now and you're like, oh, that looked fine. But like the shot I had before that, I was like,
it was way better. Yeah, true.
Could have been like that little bit better. Maybe it would have had 18 million views.
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, man. It's been real. Cheers for coming on.
No.
It was a good convo. So yeah, good. I think anyone who's getting into weddings will learn a lot from the conversation.
Yeah. So I was super nervous. Like, and I kept laughing at the start, and then like once I got into it, I was like, this is good.
Like just having a normal conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you obviously have an Instagram, so like I'll tell people to follow you, and if they have any questions for you, you help them out. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No. Follow me. No. I always try and answer questions. I gotta get better at it, but I will. If you send me a message, I will reply.
Yeah.
100%.
Sick. All right. Sick. It's been real. Elbow
fight. I don't even want to do that. You're disgusting.
You don't want to do that. All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Catch you in the next one.